Good evening, viewers. Welcome to yet another episode where we revise the NEC ICT papers, and today we are going to revise Secretarial Diploma class, and we're going to use the NEC paper for March series 2022. That is ICT March series 2022 for the Diploma class Secretarial. Now, as you can see, already I have typed my data, and I've always insisted that you need to always type the data here exactly the way it appears in the question paper, the NEC question paper. Now let us move right into it. Now the first thing you do, save your work. As we have been told here, save the work as Hope Circle in the NEC exam folder. So you must first of all save your work. You go to the office button or the file button, then you save your work. Then question 2 tells us, rename sheet 1 as shares 2019. So sheet 1 is right here, this is sheet 2, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, like that. So this is sheet 1. Sheet 1, how do you rename it? Right click on sheet 1, go to rename, then write shares 2019, like that. So you have renamed sheet 1 to shares 2019. Question 2, using cell addresses and a function, determine each of the following. Number 1, total shares for each member. Total shares for each member. Total shares for each member. Now, the total shares for each member will mean that we add the shares for the first half and the shares for the second half. So how do you do that? Use the sum function, is equals to sum, open the bracket, just drag this from this D4 to C4. Close the bracket, press enter, then you come and drag it here. There you go. You have the total shares for each member, that is adding both the first half and the second half. Then we have question 2, lowest contribution for each half of the year. Lowest contribution for each half of the year, meaning the lowest contribution for this half and for this half. So it will be the values will be here. So how do you get the lowest contribution? We use the mean for minimum. So is equals to put it here. Sorry. I'll just rectify it. Sum and okay, so our value will come to that cell, that is cell B9. So we calculate the lowest share for the first half. So we'll use the mean, meaning minimum is equals to mean, open the bracket, from this point to this point. So it is, click here, we drag it to this point, like that, press enter. So the least that was contributed for that, the share that was there for first half was 0. Now if you want to get for the second half, you drag it from this point, drag this point. So both halves, the lowest share was a 0. Question 2, mean total contribution for the 2019. Mean total contribution for 2019. So first of all, we're going to calculate the mean total contribution for first half, then mean total contribution for second half, then we add both of them to get the mean total contribution for 2019. So let us start. Mean total contribution, so we're going to use average as our function, so is equals to average average from this point to this point. Press enter. Now the mean average was 700. Then we want to get the mean average for the second half. So we're going to just drag it this way on your right. There we go. We have 1375. Then let us get the mean total contribution for the 2019. So we're going to add for the first half and the second half. So is equals to sum, open the bracket, from, that is for B10 through to C10. Close the bracket, then press enter. So you've gotten the mean total contribution for 2019. Now another question, using the lookup function and cell address, determine the remark for each member based on the grading system. Determine the remark for each member based on the grading system given in cell A15, which is here, A15 to B15. So we have the grading system here. So the total shares, when somebody has a total share of 0, you are given a remark that you have defaulted. When you have a total share 2000, you are given a warning. When you have 3000, you are given fair. When you have 5000, you are given active. So, and we're told we use the lookup. So you go is equals to, you start the lookup function, lookup, open the bracket. So what are we looking at? We're looking at the total contribution against this grading system. So the total contribution for Houghton was 500. So you click on 500, comma, against total shares, that is the grading systems, from that point to that point, comma, against the remarks. So look up. Before I maybe continue, I want to just go back so that you can understand what is lookup. So the lookup function has these three parts. We have the lookup value. So this is going to be our lookup value. That is the total contribution. The value that we are checking against the grading system. Then we have the lookup vector, which is here. Then we have the vector result here. So this is going to be the result as we check on the how much share that person has and how much he has in total. So lookup D4, we are looking at D4 for Houghton against the lookup vector, comma, and the vector result. Close the bracket, you press enter. So for Houghton it will be defaulted, then you drag it. Now this one here, it is remarked as fair, but this one is NA, not available. So when you click here, you can check and look at what could be the problem. So the problem is that D6 is correct, D6 is correct, A17 is not correct, so it should be A15. So you just change here, A15, this should be A15, then this point should be A18, not A20, should be A18, like that. This point should be B15, which is here, B15. This point here should be B18, like that. Then you press enter. Good. Again, you just repeat because I think there's a problem. So A15, A15, A18, B15, and B18. Like that, you press enter. So it is now okay. You have used the lookup function to put the remarks here. So you look at the lookup function, how it looks like. For fair, that's how it looks like. Body photo, that's how it looks like, and so on and so forth. So learners, make sure you subscribe so that whenever we do a video like this, you can always be assured of watching it so that you can pass your exams. And again, in every exam they'll ask you to make sure that you show the formula. They don't want to see this, they want to see the formula. So when they want to see, they tell you they want to see the formula. You come to the formulas, you go to show formulas, and then your formulas will be shown from this point to this point. So thank you for watching. Let us meet in our next video.